Well, hello. I see Chris's thumb.
I, I was getting a huge buzz during that, so I think I had it too loud there. Sorry, Jamie.
Oh, that'll do it. Hello.
Well,
Happy Tuesday to
happy
you doing
Tuesday.
your
Happy
Kitsap and Beyond.
Yes, and you are in the beyond, and I'm in the Kitsap. How's that sound?
Yeah, I am beyond. I've been beyonding all day.
That's
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Everything about that's a good thing. I mean, we're we're in the middle of February, but really it's over, and
Oh, totally.
uh, I got to tell you, it's a positive 2025. How's that sound?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, no, it just seems like crazy times. I was live this morning from Squim. Was up there this morning doing had a couple meetings and Squim and Port Angeles, and so I was standing there with Frank, and I'm like, hey, we're standing here on the street corner in Squim. You want to go live with me? And he's like, what are we going to talk about? I'm like, I don't know. I'll let you know when we do it. So, you can roll with those punches. Not everybody is just like, wait a minute,
It, it
what?
it is huge fear to a lot of people that you and I do not have large amounts of script in front of us because I think we've been there a few times and understand to get to the point and go for the nuggets and then get out.
I don't know about large amounts. I have zero amount of script in front of me. So if you
Yeah.
have some, you're ahead of the game, my
No,
friend.
no, yeah, definitely no scripts in front of us. That's for darn sure. Hey, real quick, like, because you said you're up in Squim right now. What is the worst butchering of the name of the town Squim that you've ever heard? Do you remember hearing some fun ones?
Yeah, I've heard a lot. I'm in Port Ludlow right now, but
Yeah,
yeah, this morning I was in Squim. So I hear it called Sequim all the
ah,
time.
yeah,
And yeah, working in the news business, you always know
uh,
when we
yeah,
would have to write things like Squim or Puyallup or
and then
uh,
the SKWIM, yeah, to
yeah,
spell it out. So yeah.
yep.
No, I heard, and it was a new commander in the region, and he closed that he was going to drive up to Sequime, and I had,
Sequim. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't see how he got to there, but I understand it, and yeah, that was the worst one right there.
Yeah, that is a lot. And yeah,
Yeah,
Puyallup.
Pulip, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, Fifi, that one still gets me. No, it's Fife. I don't
Oh,
know how they get. Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
funny.
I don't know where you're pulling from, but that one always gets me. And Olympia, that one happens every now and then. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's true. No, it's just yeah, and we were up there and we were talking to a lady, and she's like, one of our partners said, well, who's your land? She said, my landlord. She's like, who's your landlord? And she said, oh, Jamestown. And I knew exactly what she meant when she said Jamestown.
Yeah.
And so the other people are like, Jamestown, who's Jamestown, or what's a Jamestown? I'm like, oh, here we go.
Oh,
So
isn't
yep,
that
it's
cute? I
it's the
love it.
tribe that owns everything. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny.
Oh, that's an amazing thing.
So
Well, speaking of butchering names and those kind of things and having a busy week, I've got somebody come to town this week, and we've got him as a guest tonight. And he's
yeah,
originally from Minnesota, but he's
Minnesota.
came and lived here in the state of Washington. So I bet you he's got a few butcherings of the some of the towns in Washington now. But that's Sam Ellison on our show tonight. Sam, how you doing, man?
Good. Thanks for having
You're
me.
Hey
very
Sam.
welcome for having you. So where are you at right now? What's going on and what you up to?
Well, currently I am in Denver, and I'm just about to head out to Washington to do a run of shows, including the show I'm doing with you and Maynard's tomorrow in Silverdale. So I'm excited to do that. Um, yeah, I just got passed at the main club in Denver last night, so that was pretty fun. They brought us out and gave us like little medals in front of the crowd, and
Nice.
yeah, so it's been a fun comedy week, and I'm excited to head out there.
Speaking of coming out here, as of 3 o'clock today, there's 8 seats left for tomorrow night. So we're going to pack the
Nice.
house a little bit. And when you were staying here in Washington, were there any town names that kind of stood you up a little bit, or you had problems with?
Well, Puyallup took me a while. I had to practice that one in the mirror, I think, so I wouldn't get made fun of. But yeah, I actually talk about some of the Minnesota town names in my act a little bit.
Minnetonka?
There's some wild ones. Yeah, there's like Savage and Burnsville that everyone brings up, and like
Right.
Rose. And then my grandparents are from Crookston, where we went to the Fertile Fair every year, which is located just outside of Fertile, Minnesota.
Goodness sakes.
Yeah, I don't want to be from Fertile. Where are you from? Fertile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just down the road from a town that is called Climax. That is the town's name. I'm not being inappropriate. That is actually
it writes itself. Name. It writes itself, doesn't it?
Oh,
it's enough being from Yuma.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm going to age myself here, but there used to be these world maps for different regions and stuff like that. And he was a Canadian comedian, Henry O. Watson. He's up there in heaven now. And he used to do names of towns in the middle of his act, and how lost he would get and how bad he would butcher each town's name as he toured the U.S. And it was always phenomenal. So
yeah, you got to be careful. I'm guessing, like some of the bands are like, "Hey, good night, Cleveland." Do you have to be careful about where you are and how you're addressing people?
I feel like it depends. I run a show in Centennial in Colorado, and they get very upset if you say it's Aurora, even though that's the address when you type in the venue. They're like, "No, we don't live in Aurora. We live in Centennial. It's really important." I had a woman come up to me and be like, "We're upset that your comedians keep calling this Aurora."
And they do get upset. I say it's good to be here in Wenatchee, and it's like, "No, this is East Wenatchee." It's like, gee. You're lucky I got that far, okay? God, got it. Just because you work with the Applets and Cotlets, come on, man.
So it's kind of like when the big acts come to Tacoma, right? They play the Tacoma Dome. It's like, hey, Tacoma. It's like nobody's here from Tacoma.
No,
Nobody.
And they usually say Seattle at the Tacoma Dome too.
Yeah, everyone thinks everything in that part of Washington, Seattle. They just they blanket it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we're excited to have you in Silverdale. There's no question you're going to be in Silverdale tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's a name you can't get wrong. It'd be tough to mispronounce Silverdale.
Yeah. Not going to have a problem finding it tomorrow night. The food's phenomenal. It's just such a nice little room, and you're just going to have a great time. Is your bride coming with you, or are you soloed right now?
Just going solo. Yep, dog's going to have to keep her company while I'm gone.
That's how it works in this business. That's how it works. So your calendar looks pretty full. Where all are you heading this year?
Oh, Jimmy, do you
I
have
have a question for you, because this is no offense, but you look like you're 12. So
I haven't even shaved in a minute too. This is me with stubble right here.
So when you said he's married, it's like, is that allowed in Colorado or Minnesota?
Yeah, it's allowed when you get married at 23. I'm 28. But yeah, I got married very young. And I'll likely talk about that, I'm sure, a little bit. But I've been told I have an old soul. So if you're worried about not relating to me at my shows, I like to be able to bridge the gap with my small town Minnesota upbringing. That kind of ages you.
So talk about walking right into his act, Jamie. You just flat out nailed the first 8 minutes of his show tomorrow night.
Well, and I'm pretty sure he just told us that we're old. So
no, I would never. I would never.
Good. It's all good. He's older than me by a year or two. So just so we're clear. So
yeah, Chris, you're saying I got a pretty packed schedule. Yeah, I'm mostly in Colorado after my Washington run of shows here. But yeah, I'm headlining all over. I'll be in Golden a couple nights. I'm headlining Comic Sense out in Boulder in May. So yeah, good mix of indie shows and clubs.
Well, say hello to David Testrote out there. He's a great friend of mine, and love him from Colorado as well. So
nice.
And he's got work for you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Send them
I
my
will.
way.
I'll do that for sure.
Very good. Well, so do you have, are you, do you like tour more than you stay home?
Right now, I stay home more than I tour. It's a difficult game right now with all the having to have followers and stuff to get in a lot of venues. And Denver is great because as a comedian, you can actually make money in the city. You don't have to travel as
Yeah.
much. So, yeah, one of the big benefits of comedy and the arts is so great in Denver. I'm really
And
glad I'm here right now because it's
I was
been
going to
so
say,
fun.
and they treat the artists really well there, and there are a lot of venues. And the beauty of working out of Denver, Jamie, is when you do go out, everything's close. You know what I mean? Because you're right there in the middle,
Hmm.
able to get everywhere and stuff like that. So it's a great hotbed for talent. That's for sure.
Well, and it's
Yeah.
interesting that you said, because we were talking to Brad Upton last week, and I heard him getting
All right.
some feedback or something. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. So
Yeah.
um, we were talking to Brad Upton, and we were talking about followers and having to constantly be putting out reels and putting out content on the internet. And so interesting that you say that you have to have followers. So what's that look like for a guy just trying to make a career in comedy?
Yeah, I think there's some different avenues that you can take, but one of the ones that's been really working for people is clubs. They used to want to see the credits, like the late
Right.
night spots and stuff, and now their first question is, "How many
Right.
followers do you have?" If you want to headline rooms. So someone like me who is still working on growing their following, we'll say that,
Yeah.
you kind of have to build relationships and prove yourself to get into rooms rather than being like, I can sell 60 tickets if you book me in this town. I've got, 150 people who follow me and subscribe to my mailing list. So a lot of people who are traveling, they kind of build up that mailing list to then be able to go to cities where they have followers. But it's changed the game. You have to learn how to edit videos. You have to learn how to. I've been doing a lot of self-produced stuff. I put out a comedy special by myself called Minnesota Nice, and we're working on another one just to have content that's high quality to put out for people
And
to
that
consume.
is a great video for you. I just really enjoy every little bit of it, and it really shows um, your growth and breadth in the comedy business, and I just love it.
Well, thanks, Chris. I'm excited to show you where I'm at now. I've got some jokes I'm really excited
It's
about.
been a while. It's been more than a minute to see, and I can't wait to have you in town.
I can't wait.
Well, that's that's super fun, and it's great to you're going to do several shows while you're here.
Yes, yeah. I'll also be at Club Comedy Seattle in Seattle on Thursday, and then I'm heading up to Bellingham on Friday.
That's great. That's great.
Do you have a
Well,
favorite place that you like to play? Like, do you like going to Minnesota? Do you like being in Denver? What do you have of all the places that you've been? Do you have a place that it's like, gosh, I can't wait to go back there?
Regionally, I feel like they're instead of it being more of like, oh, I love this place or that place, I have rooms that I really love going to. I mean, I genuinely always have a great time at Maynard's. There's some rooms in Denver that I've really grown to love. There's a room called the Infinity Room. It's actually closing down in Salem. I've
mhm.
worked a lot, but the my this one is maybe I'm not sure if Chris, if you've ever been to the shows there, but Bob's Comedy
Yeah.
Jive at the Bob's
Do-
Java Jive. I don't know
yeah.
what it was. Yeah, I love doing the open mic there and their
Well, everything.
showcases. Just a
Yeah.
tough
It
room.
was.
Yeah.
There was live characters in the audience. You know what I mean? And
Yes. Yeah, you're literally performing in a
yeah,
coffee
yeah,
pot.
and on top of it, there's just tons of meat on the bone. I'm just going to say it that way. I mean, you didn't even have to do material there. You just got dove right into it.
Oh yeah, it just the fun feel. I love those kind of really indie
Yeah,
rooms where you get people from all walks of life coming in. Those shows are always really fun.
totally agree. And those are the ones you strive for. The further you go in the business and stuff like that. So right on.
All right, then you've got to just make sure that you can keep the young crowd and the old farts like us
That's right. That's right.
Equally engaged. Just tell some Medicare jokes. It's yeah.
That's right. Yeah, most of my acts revolves around retirement savings. You know, young people need to start doing it. Old people need to start using it. That's what most of it's about.
Well, you're coming to the right place. I had a whole conversation today on the car ride about what's happening to my stocks and buying Bitcoin. So yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I
No,
can tell I'm. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say you're everybody's favorite grandson. So
yeah, I can tell I'm getting older because I have many conversations with friends that end in us talking about taxes and like deductions and stuff. So
yeah,
that's when you can tell that you're definitely fully out of your college phase into adulthood.
yeah. And you saying you're out of your college phase when Jamie says you look like you're 12, that's saying something. So enjoy every little bit of that, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's just saying that yeah, it's funny how the perspective changes, right? And when I was your age, I thought people my age were almost dead, and that or close to be.
Yeah.
And so yeah, now it's like you look at kids and it's like, what the heck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have kids?
I don't. No, we just have the dog. But I have worked at a college for many years, and it is wild how every year they just look younger and younger and younger. You can't even believe that they're out of high school now when you look at especially some of the freshmen and sophomores.
That's it. That's exactly it. That's going to be your number one question now, because it was when are you going to get married? Then it's going to be when do you have kids? It's,
that is the number one. I talk about that a little bit too. People you don't even know are kind of like, so kids, when are you going to have them? You're like, we just met. That's what you want to know, is if we're going to have kids.
No pressure or anything.
Yeah.
Let's just cut to the chase.
The parents get involved.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's great. Hey, what took you to Colorado? Because Minnesota to Seattle to Colorado.
Yeah, I heard great things about the comedy scene. I was feeling like I wanted the challenge of changing to a new comedy scene, because you kind of start over unless you are very long in your career. So it was definitely difficult. And then my wife is also a performer. She does stage acting in particular, and she wasn't getting as many opportunities out there. And since we've moved, she's done all kinds of cool stuff. She's got her first union contract where she played Beth in Little Women over the holidays. So so far it's been a great move for both of us in our performing careers.
Awesome. Everything about that I like. Well, say hello to her. You introduced me to her when she was just a girlfriend, as I remember.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah. When I was first starting comedy at the ripe age, like 21, 22 years old.
No. Yeah. You were too polite, and I appreciated every little bit of it.
Well, thanks,
you're too polite. He is from Minnesota.
That's right. You betcha.
And I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, I gave you a bad time, and I started talking a little bit of pancakes and that kind of stuff when I introduced you, if I remember right at the close.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Threw you under the bus just a little bit. So that's great.
Well, are you too polite now? Or do you feel like that's rubbed off? I mean, that's kind of worn off a little bit.
I'm still pretty polite. I think that I have definitely grown in being a little more assertive. Like if somebody serves me the wrong food, I think at this point I would say, can I get my right food? But when Chris first met me, I would have just been like, this is fine. I probably would have preferred this anyways.
Yeah. Figured out a way around it. Yeah. That's you know what? That's exactly the way you were. That's exactly it, man.
Yeah. If I eat that shrimp, I'm gonna die. But thank you anyway. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't want to bother them though. They've gone through all the trouble. So
they know my dietary restrictions better than I do. They're older than me. I gotta trust these older people. Yeah.
I'm sure they'll call an ambulance for me.
Yes. Oh, sure. They seem very kind. Yeah.
That's great.
All right. Well, good for you for finding your assertiveness.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. No, look forward to it. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow night again. Anybody that's watching this tonight, there's just a couple tickets left. You can go to Maynard's on their Facebook page or Eventbrite, and let's pack the house for bringing Sam back. Sam, thank you so much for coming on here today. I know
Thank you
we
for
went a
having
little
me.
longer than I told you we were, but
That's all right.
no, I wanted to talk to you a little more than we could, and I appreciate you coming on today.
No, great to be here. Great to meet you, Jamie. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. See, Chris, if you tell people that you're only having them on for a certain period of time, you should tell me because I just yammer on. So
Well,
if he tells you 5 minutes, let me know because, you know,
I, good interviews 5 to 8 minutes. I think that's what I told you, Sam, something like that.
Does that mean this was a bad interview if we went too
No,
long?
no,
no,
Is
no,
that-
no, no. It's as good as it gets, and I appreciate it. So yeah, best days ever, Sam.
absolutely. Well, I look forward to meeting you in person tomorrow, Sam.
Sounds great. Thanks, you both.
You
Safe
bet. Take
travel.
care. Thanks, Sam. That's
Bye.
awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
what a nice young man, Jamie.
he's fun. Yeah, no, that's gonna be a super good time. Yeah, we some friends said, "Hey, let's get together. Wednesday's good." I'm like, "Hey, there's a comedy show on Wednesday. Let's go have dinner and then we'll see the show." So that's
Love
what we're
it.
gonna do.
Jamie, that's awesome. Nothing better than seeing you guys live and in public. So this will be fun, and he's just one of those acts. When he came out here, he was just very new in the business and stuff, but he had just some great way of looking at things in a soft manner that I think is just gonna take off across America. And we can say we saw him at Maynard's and stuff like that. So that's cool.
That's good. Well, and we need that too right now. It's
Yeah.
like let's bring some calm, funny to the world. And
Yeah.
yeah, well, I'm super excited. And then are there any tickets left for the Admiral this weekend?
So the Admiral, there's just up in the balcony. There's I think there's about a row of seats left. We're at the low ticket alert is going on with that, and I tell you that I mean what a great we've got Friday night fundraiser at the Cloverleaf. I think there's only less than 2 tables left for that, and so it's just going to be a sold out week. So it's a good week
Nice.
for comedy and stuff like that. So
That's awesome. And then also Sunday, we've been trying to push this a little bit for folks on Sunday at McLeod's.
yeah,
Farm Days is having a brunch, and they've been promoting some of their auction items, and they have some really great stuff up
Yeah, I
there.
saw I
So
saw their post today, and for anybody that didn't do anything for Valentine's Day, this is the time to make up for it and get that craze jewelry and make up for lost time right there. That's
yeah.
yeah.
Well, and then, if you need some repairs, there's a hot water there. Somebody's donating a hot water tank. So that's, can always use one of those.
Always use one of those. They always go out at the wrong time.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that's exciting stuff and great stuff going on. And we're starting to see auction items come rolling in for the barn dance. So
Oh, that's great. That is so great to hear.
definitely,
And that's just coming right up end of March. So
oh my goodness.
yeah.
It's coming up March 29th.
Woohoo.
I can't find any of the stuff on my system, but I found that one. So yeah, so
We'll take
March 29th, go to kitsapfair.org under events. You can click the link.
yeah, we'll take the stuff you can find. I'll take that. That's fine.
Yeah, well, within reason. So, but yeah, it's no, it's going to be a really great night, super fun, and we need to raise some money to support these kids that
Yes.
are in youth livestock. So
I love everything about that. Big time.
great
That's awesome, Jamie.
opportunities. So
Oops.
now I have to go destage a house.
Well, why don't you go do that? But I look forward to seeing you and family tomorrow night. And hey, folks out there, do some good out there in the community and beyond. Come out and support some of these things. That brunch at McLeod sounds like way too much fun. And then a couple of comedy shows tomorrow night at Maynard's. Friday night at the Cloverleaf, 8 o'clock. That one's with me. And then Saturday with Brad Upton. So look forward to seeing all of you at all these different events.
Very good. Yeah, good times ahead. And, it's the end of February.
It is,
Almost.
it is as close to the end as we're going to get. And we're there right now. So
Yeah,
do
good
some
deal.
good out there.
Okay. See you later.
Thank you.